Credit card status isn't authorized.
Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's Tycon Systems. Ellen, he is their sales and marketing manager, and he'll be presenting today. If anyone has any questions, feel free to submit them in the question box, and Seth will answer them at the end of today's presentation. I will read them off to him one at a time. Seth, I am finished for now. Thank you so much for taking the time and being with us today. You can go ahead and take it on over.
Great. Thanks so much, Julie. Thanks for participating today. I want to go over a couple of things through Tycon Systems. We have a variety of products that we have introduced into the market, so I want to spend a little bit of time on each of those. We have three major brands. So if you've participated in a Microcom webinar with us before, you'll probably be aware of some of these, but we'd like to introduce some new products for you. First of all, we have our Tycon Solar, which includes our Remote Pro system, our UPS Pro, and our solar kits. The main difference, Remote Pro is going to be our off-grid solar, complete solar system. This will allow you to power all of your devices completely off the grid. We helped design, in our last webinar with Microcom, we actually went over how to design the system, but we're there to help design. You can power all of your different products, such as your wireless access points, security cameras, remote lighting, irrigation pumps, anything like this that needs power, but maybe it's not feasible to pull power to that site. We talk to people that have unique applications, whether it's a mountaintop and doing a backhaul from peak to peak, or it's in a parking lot putting up security cameras and it's not feasible to trench through the concrete. So we'll design the complete Remote Pro system, which will include your solar panels, enclosure, battery bank, solar controller, all of your mounting hardware and cabling needed. So really you just need to supply the post. And we take care of everything else. We assist by looking at the total power draw for your area, or sorry, the total power draw of all the equipment that you're powering, and then also the sunlight in your specific area. And that way we can calculate a system that will provide enough solar panels and battery bank to keep everything powered 24/7. So each system is customized based on your particular application. We do have a range from 8 watts continuous up to 200 watts of continuous output power with 6 hours of peak sunlight. We also design UPS systems called our UPS Pro. Now this would be your battery bank and battery chargers along with all the necessary connectors and cabling needed to when you have grid power, but you need to have a consistent power. Maybe you have some brownouts, or you just need to have some extra battery backup, maybe 8 hours, 12 hours, to give you time to go out and either fix the issue or connect a generator if you're going to be down for a while. These are great for construction sites or for those towers in remote areas. And then we have our solar kits, which would just include our solar panels and charge controller. Maybe you have a site, you already have the enclosure and battery bank and that kind of thing, but you just want to add a solar kit to it, we can offer that. All of our UPS systems are solar ready. So if you decide that you want to add solar to an existing UPS system, that can be done with our solar kit. We just released, introduced our Remote Pro Mobile Solar. We're excited with this. This includes 650 watts of solar panel array, 720 amp hours of battery bank in that aluminum enclosure. This is great for temporary sites. Where you're maybe a construction site where you need some emergency power or part-time power, temporary security at festivals or concerts, carnivals, and then or surveillance cameras in a parking lot that maybe you can lease it out or rent it out for a time. We do also include a pneumatic mast It reaches 18 feet. We include a die-cast enclosure and a switch in the enclosure to be able to power all of your devices. So with the pneumatic mast, we do include a air compressor to be able to raise and lower the mast. It has locking pins, so being able to drop the mast would be very difficult for somebody who's trying to vandalize. It's very lightweight, and it'll provide up to 160 watts of continuous power. So this is going to be great for those surveillance areas or temporary lighting, something like that. So we're excited with this new trailer that we're offering. So with our new systems, we realize the importance of MPPT controllers. We've been using PWM in a lot of our applications, introduced an MPPT a couple years ago, but we knew that a lot of people don't need the PoE from our MPPT. They needed higher capacity. So we introduced 3 new controllers. You only see 2 because 2 look the same. We have our 20 amp, 40 amp, and 60 amp controllers. This will allow for more solar panels per application. Benefits of an MPPT controller: it allows you to harvest more power from the solar array than your PWMs. It performs better in low temperature environments as well, and is able to harness that solar energy and charge the batteries. With the 60 amp controller, you can easily daisy chain to multiple controllers to increase the amount of solar panel array that you have at your site. So these could be used for home installations if needed. So we're excited with these new MPPT controllers that we're introducing into our Remote Pro systems that will help supplement and power the equipment much more efficiently. Let's see. Along with our Tycon Solar brand, we have our TP-DIN monitor Web 2, along with our TP-DIN SC4820. Now, the device on the left, the TP-DIN monitor Web 2, allows you to remotely monitor and control your equipment. This is great for remote locations where driving out is not easily available. Maybe it's a remote location, mountaintop, or a cabin that's not far away, or sorry, that's not close. This allows you to control up to 4 relays. You can remotely measure 4 voltages, 4 currents, and 2 temperatures. You have automatic control of the relays by volts, amps, temps, ping, and time. You're able to do compound logistics with these. So you can set up the parameters of if this happens, then this. So if voltage drops, turn off relay 1. This allows you to be able to log in remotely. We have onboard data logger and history graphs. It's accessible via web or SNMP. So what's great about this is that it allows you to look at your site from your desktop computer or your phone. We have an app, just the Tycon Systems app, where you're able to log in to each individual TP-DIN monitor that you have set out in the field. You can check on your battery voltages, check out the temperature at the site, reboot your cameras or radios. Basically gives you all the control that you need without having to go out to site. Now the device on the left, or sorry, on the right, is our MPPT solar controller. Now I included in this picture because the TP-DIN monitor software is included into this MPPT controller, along with a 7-port PoE switch. Each port can be configured to be a 24-volt or 48-volt passive. So you can power up to 7 devices using these different ports and configure in any way needed. The first 3 ports are a higher PoE availability, so you have 35 watts per port, and then your others are going to be your standard 18 watts. It also has an auxiliary output at 24 or 48 volt DC. So this is going to be great for those remote areas where you are using solar. You can power, multiple devices from this, be able to log in, remotely monitor and control. Last time we spent a little bit of time on our Tycon wireless, and I wanted to highlight that again. Microcom does a great job with these devices. We have several options. Obviously, we have our 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gig, and these are available in our LT2 and LT5 Plus, which is the part on the left. Our devices come pre-configured, so it's a true plug and play. Out of the box, plug in your Cat5 cable, mount them and point them at each other, and they're talking. We do include PoEs for this, and these are great for your areas where you're trying to connect wireless to a barn or another building. You know, a degree in networking is not required to be able to use our EasyBridge. The pair in the middle, our EasyBridge in the middle, is our HD version. This does come with industrial grade PoE devices, along with 2 lengths of 75 feet each of our Cat5 cable. Radials are the same. They're going to both go up to 3 miles, whether you're using 2.4 or 5 gig. Many people ask, you know, what's the benefit one or another? Typically, the higher the frequency, the less interference you'll have. 2.4 is more common. However, with the lower frequency, you're able to have better penetration and distances. So you do require line of sight, but the 2.4 gig is a little bit more forgiving with that line of sight if you do have maybe some bushes or trees in the way. Let's see, and then our last is our EasyBridge Ultra. This allows, because of the dish pattern, you're able to go 5 miles with the 5 gig and up to 7 or 8 miles with the 2.4 gigahertz. It also includes our PoE devices and the Cat5 cable, and still allows you to have up to 100 meg of real-world throughput. These are great, like I said, for environments or applications where maybe you just need a quick bridge, a quick wireless backhaul, and you don't want to go through the effort of having to configure everything. Let's see. These would be point-to-point bridges, so it's not going to be your Wi-Fi hotspot, but you know, connecting to a router would be a very simple way to be able to redistribute in your area. So with our, you know, we covered our Tycon Solar. Tycon Wireless is very basic, very simple, very straightforward. Now we have our Tycon Power devices, and we are very SKU heavy, and the reason is we work with all different manufacturers and powering their devices as well. We have a variety of PoE switches. As you can see, we have a 3-port, 5-port, and 8-port. Some of our switches are very unique. Let's take our 3-port. This will allow you to plug in an 802.3AF or AT standard and get out 2 more. So we'll basically duplicate the amount of PoE options, and you can also use it as a PoE extender. So the max distance that you can run Cat5 cable is 100 meters. You would be able to plug into this device. We have an outdoor switch enclosure that you can plug it into, and now you can run 2 more Cat5 cables out at 802.3AF AT for another 100 meters. You can put up to 3 of these together to be able to extend your PoE without having an external power supply needed to plug into that. So this is a great device where, you know, running multiple lengths of cable is just not cost efficient. Our 5-port switch on the left, we have a couple of different options. We have both passive and 802.3AF AT compliant. We have gigabit and non-gigabit available, but our unique PoE switch, our 5-port, is our TP-SW5G-24. And this will accept 12 to 36 volts DC into the back terminal block, and will give you 5 ports at 802.3AF AT. Excuse me, sorry, 4 ports, and then one's going to be your data port input. But this will allow you to be able to convert from a 12, 24 volt DC up to 36 and give you that 802.3AF AT compliance. This is great for many different applications where you're able to run your 1 cable and then have your basically 4 PoE injectors coming off of that. Lastly, we have our 8-port switch. It is also passive or 802.3AF compliant. And so this is a great option when you need to have multiple ports or multiple PoE injectors all in one location. With that, we also have our DC to DC converters. Now, this is where we have many different options. May cause confusion. We do try to make our part numbers intuitive. So typically the part numbers are going to be something like TP-DC-DC-input voltage and then output voltage. So many people come to us and say, hey, this is my input voltage and this is what I need. We have, again, in passive or compliant, we have gigabit and non-gigabit. We have high power and very high power. So as you can see here, we also have our industrial grade enclosures along with our metal enclosures. Many times our applications are they have a 12-volt DC system, but they need to convert to a 48 volt or 56 volt. So because of all the different manufacturers, but wanting to work with all of them and use all the different equipment, we designed many different products to be able to work with them and power them. So your high capacity or high power access cameras, we can power it. We have these the converters necessary for it. One of the unique devices that we designed on your right is the PoE converter. And what this does is it'll take, we have two different designs. It will take two 18-watt inputs from a switch, combine it together to give you a 30-watt, or you can take from a switch from a high PoE 30 watts each port, plug into our PoE converter, and take out 60 watts. So where you have a switch already in place, but you need to have a way to power that access camera or a high capacity access point, you can use our little PoE converter, and it'll duplicate the wattage to be able to power that high power camera or radio. So this is typically what we do. You know, many people come to us with an application or something that doesn't exist in the market, and we design a device that'll be able to help power it. As we go through the different parts and the different products, you know, we want to make sure that we're readily available for our customers. This is our home screen, our contact us page. You can see here, you can give us a call. We have live chat available. We have request system design. So we want to make ourselves accessible to our customers. So if there's you know, any kind of support issues or questions about our products, we're readily available. We're able to meet expectations and surpass. We like to work with our customers and help support so that we can make sure that you know, if there's any holes or new things that have come up in the market, we're available to answer those questions or design new products. That's where our inspiration comes from, is talking to our customers. So Julie, that's all I have. Are there any questions that have popped up?
Yes, thank you very much for that presentation. I do have some questions here for you. We enjoyed this very much. Let's go ahead and get started. First question here says, if you can remotely control the equipment, are the devices Wi-Fi capable, or are they all hardwired via RJ45?
That's a great question. So our TP-DIN monitor does not have any wireless or cellular components to that. So typically an application would be where you have current wireless or a cellular service connected to that site. So everything would be hardwired into that TP-DIN monitor. It can be powered out. On the very top, you have the terminal block, and that's where you're going to connect all the different components, whether it's voltage or current or temp that you're measuring, along with the relays. So everything would be hardwired into that. And we can provide wiring diagrams to assist. And then it's powered through either 24 volt or 48 volt passive, or 802.3F compliant, or 12 to 56 volt DC input as well. So, but yes, that's a great question. And it would need to be wired into your network there.
Thank you very much, Seth. I have another question here ready for you. Regarding the EasyBridge, you mentioned they come in the 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. Is there a model that is dual band?
No, we don't have a dual band at this time. Right now, it's just one model that's at 2.4 and then a separate 5 gig.
Thank you for that. Does the EasyBridge require special licensing?
It does not. They are open frequencies, meaning the FCC does not regulate 2.4 or does not require licenses for 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gig. They do have certain restrictions when going in a low 5 gig band, there's radar detection that would interfere around airports, and so we make sure that we lock that off. So it's the open bands, no license required, and there's no subscription fee either. Once you have them, they're yours, so there's no requirement to continue a license or anything like that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next question. Can the EasyBridge units be used in a mesh configuration?
They're not going to be your typical mesh. Now they could be. We do have an EasyGo that can be connected as an access point, and you would be able to connect to that, but it would not be able to receive and then rebroadcast. So it would not be your traditional mesh network, no.
Thank you for that. Next question here for you. Is there an option to purchase a single unit of the antenna if one becomes defective by natural causes, for example?
Yes, absolutely. We do have our EasyGo, and then once if people let us know that it is going to be a replacement, then we would just need to know if it's going to be your A side or B side. We do also have, if there's an individual component that is broken or damaged, most of the time we have those available that can be replaced as well. So as long as we know, when they come pre-configured, you have your A side and your B side. A side is going to be your access point, and then B side is going to be your client or your remote site. So as long as we know and we can configure here in shop, we can make sure to send that out to the customer. Let's see.
Thank you. Next question here for you. When extending the range of the PoE, do you experience any power loss or any reports of latency toward the end product?
Anytime you have long cable runs, you may have some power loss. Now with the 802.3 FAT and with this device, we have not seen that. We don't see that over the course of the cable run because it's injecting power that it's receiving and able to continue on. Now, a lot of the devices that are requiring maybe 56 volts, if you're supplying it with 48, it's not going to receive enough. And so you would have issues with that. However, as long as you're supplying with 56 volts at your starting point, you won't have any issues because it'll be able to inject that power and be able to continue on. So there won't be any latency or any loss from that.
Thank you, Seth. Next question here. Does Tycon Systems have a community forum for conversations with anyone in the community about your product and services?
No, we haven't started a community forum yet. That is something that we've looked at doing. And that's something that we will probably pursue in the near future. But because we see that it's very beneficial for our users to be able to assist others in ways that they're using their products. So that is something that we'd absolutely like to consider and will probably pursue in the near future. But as of right now, we don't. We do participate in social media. We have a YouTube channel where we have different product videos that when we introduce new products. We have a Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter. And so we do participate in social media. We're very, we like to participate in various trade shows as well, where we get out and meet our customers. We just participated in a security show last week, ISC West in Las Vegas. And then we also participate in the WISPA shows out in the WISPApalooza, WISPA America. So we are very active in the community. When it comes to that, we like to get out with our customers and learn about different applications. But like I said, right now we're kind of just with the social media and try to be available as often as possible through that avenue.
Thank you, Seth. That sounds fantastic. We asked because we like community forums.
You bet. I hear you.
Anyway, okay, terrific. Thank you. Got another question here for you. Are the EasyBridge systems shipped complete with everything that a customer needs, or are there any accessories that might be needed to be purchased separately?
So it will ship with everything needed. However, there are accessories that could help in mounting. For example, if you were to get your LT, your straight light station, right? Your LT2 or LT5 plus. That would include your power supply, your power injector, and then the radio with the embedded with the antenna. However, it does not come with your Cat5 cable. So some people like to connect their own cable and cut it and wire it and all that. That's not my favorite thing to do. So if I'm installing an EasyBridge, I would get the HD version, which would come with your Cat5 cable. But if you want custom cable and making it yourself, then you could just do the standard LT plus. So Cat5 cable would need to be added. And then we also make a wall mount bracket. Now we do include this with our Ultra, but with our standards, it's a simple aluminum bracket that kind of acts as a standoff if you have a pole or a wall that you want to mount to. So that the WMB-HD is our wall mount bracket, heavy duty. So that's how we got that part number. And sorry, it's a steel bracket that will allow you to do that. So it will make it easier, but it's not necessary. We do have mounting hardware that you can use that comes with the EasyBridge. So if you have a pole, an existing pole or wall that you want to mount to it, you can use that, but it's not necessary. So.
Thank you so much for that, Seth. I got another question here for you. Will the EasyBridge work with a Linksys and or D-Link router, etc.? Yeah,
absolutely. So there's no proprietary information once you're running along Cat5 cable. So from our EasyBridge, if you're sharing, let's say, with a neighbor, your internet, or with a barn, you can pretty much put in any kind of router at the other end, because once you hit your B client of the link, you run down your Cat5 cable into a router and then into a modem, and then you'd be able to rebroadcast.
Thank you for that. Thank you for touching base on all the community or the online social media presence that you have, and the community forum that you guys are, thinking of bringing up in the future. What is the best way, would you say, for support? What would be one of the best ways to reach Tycon Systems for follow-up support if anybody has any questions for you guys?
Yeah, you bet. So our support email it's probably easiest to communicate through email. So our email is support@tyconsystems.com. That goes to our support team, our IT guys, and then we can kind of filter it to the appropriate person, whether it's PoE related, wireless related, weather station, or remote pro. So anybody from our support team would be able to respond to that. If it's a quick question, you can go to our main site and go on to the contact us, and if it's during business hours, we have live chat available. So if it's a simple question, availability, or hey, will this work with this, they can get onto live chat. So whatever is preferred by the customer, whatever's easiest for you. I know some people like to avoid email, and so we have our phone number. Some people want to avoid phone, jump on email, and that way we can respond right away. So just kind of is what's preferred. Over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we do have Fridays off here. Our offices are closed. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we do have our support team still monitoring emails. So if there's an emergency, you will probably get a response pretty quickly, even though our offices are closed. So email is probably best.
Thank you, Seth, for all of those great options. That works for everybody probably. And thank you for answering all the questions we had for you today. And thanks for everyone for attending. If anyone has any further questions, please feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view any of the products mentioned or shown today, please visit us at www.microcom.us. And please remember, this webinar presentation has been recorded, and it will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so it can be viewed again. Thank you, Seth, for your time and your presentation. We very much appreciated all of your information today. Everybody, have a fantastic day.